Hey everybody, today, bit of a clean up, thinking brew day. Let's go. Welcome back to my channel. I should say welcome back to myself because it's been away a while. It's been a good while. I think October's the last time I brewed anything. It's just been mental. It was just a shit end of last year, as most of you know. And it's just taken me a while to just come to terms with everything that's gone on. Brewing, unfortunately, just took a back seat, as did the YouTube thing. So, but we're back, and the reason I'm filming this one, not only is it my first brew of 2018, but it's going to be the last one that I brew here. Well, not in the shed because the shed's coming with me, but I'm moving house. And I'm moving to central England, so it will no longer be the Welsh Dragon Brewery. I'm going to do it like it's a fresh start for the whole family, so it's going to be a fresh start for everything that I do. New brewery name. I'll still be the Welsh Brewer, of course. That'll never change. But we're going to brew it today, just because, like I say, I've not brewed since last year, October, I think it was. And I've just got no beer left, and I just don't want to go out and buy. I think I've got a couple of pints left of the kit lager I did, just to get something in there. And it's not very nice. It's a Cooper's lager. I just did it kilo style, nothing too fancy, and yeah, it was. It's not great. So, but I did an Elvis juice clone, which turned out really, really bitter. Had nice hop flavour, but it was really, really bitter. So what I've been doing, I've been mixing the two, so doing half and half, and it was actually okay. You know, the lager brought the bitterness down a bit, and it was palatable. It wasn't great, but it was palatable, and I was able to get it down. But I've run out of the Elvis juice, and there's just still a few remnants of the lager that I'll force down with a bit of lime cordial, something like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to brew just a standard pale ale, I think. It's not going to be very big, so I've not got a lot of grain here. I've got about 4 kilo of grain total, only 3 kilo of base malt, so it is what it is. You'll probably get, I don't know what we get, what's this saying? Beer Smith saying 6.4%, but I think that might be a lie. We'll see. I've just got the strike water on. Mash tuns, everything's all nice and squeaky clean. I started over here about 9 o'clock, it's now 12:30, so you know, when you don't do something for so long, the place gets a bit messy. I've been storing bikes in here and all kinds of shit. So everything's had to go out, clean out, and so I needed a good clear out anyway, because obviously after today I'm going to brew this beer, and then it's going to go, I'm going to bottle this one, but obviously because it's going to have to come with me, because we're moving in 3 weeks. So there's a case of last beer in this current setting, and then sort of tomorrow, the day after, I'm going to start dismantling the whole brew shed, ready for the move, which I'm kind of sad and happy about. Sad because it's an end of an era for me, but also it's a new beginning, and I could do the alterations that I wanted to do in the first place, but didn't have the money all the time. So I've got a bit of both now. I've only got about 2 weeks left of work, then I've got 2 weeks off, then I start my new job. So it's all go. So yeah, so basically I'm going to do a pale ale, like I say. It's Marisota. I got 2 kilos of Marisota, 1 kilo of Munich, and I'm going to throw in some crystal in there for shits and giggles. and I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to use, I don't know, actually, I haven't really got as far as the hops. I think I'll figure that out as the mash is in. I'm thinking probably just a basic one hop pale ale. I've got some that I haven't used before. I've got some Styrian Wolf, which I've never had before. Some Bramlin, no, I've used that before. Jarello, I've never had that before. What else have I got here? Ella. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that up, see what that is. But I've got some. But I'm thinking of going with the Styrian Wolf. Single hop pale ale. Yeah. Right, I'll crack that on and then I'll get back. See you in a bit. Okay, so I've mashed in. I've gone a little bit old school. I've just not underlet like I normally would, just because I couldn't be arsed setting up the hoses. But I am going to recirculate. It's sitting now at 63 degrees. Should have been 64. We'll bring that up with the recirculation of the mash. So I'm not too bothered about that, to be honest with you. It doesn't have to be spot on. It is only homebrew after all. As long as it's beer, you know, as long as it tastes like beer, gets the job done. Now, I'm not doing a mash out either, so it's and I'm thinking batch sparge, just because it's quicker. I'm feeling a bit lazy today. It is basically just getting beer in the pipeline. So yeah, so it's going to be, so I've mashed in at 60. Oh, it's 63, but it's supposed to be 64. It's a 75-minute mash, single infusion, light body, no mash out. And then it's going to be a 60-minute boil, and I am going to go with just the Styrian Wolf hops. See what they're like. Nice. Might use a different variety for the bittering. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see how I get on. See how I feel. And that's it. So I'll see you when we come to sorting out what I've actually finally decided for the hops. Okay, so I've got mashes done. All the water is in the kettle now. In there. See some of it there. I got 26.5 litres, which was, I got 25 litres and I had to top it up to 26.5. This is going to be a 19 litre batch, of just because my initial thought was just to fill a keg and that'll be it. But I decided to bottle, but I couldn't be bothered altering the recipe, so we'll just let it go. So we've got the first run-ins at 1070. The water in the kettle is sitting at 1040. My target is 1046. So just clean that water all over them. Okay, so it's I can't remember the boil off rate of this thing. I think it's 4 litres an hour, something like that. I can't remember. I'll have a look now. Profile equipment. Yeah. It is boil off 5 litres an hour. Wow. I remember it being quite rapid. So 5 litres an hour plus loss should give me 19, 20 litres, give or take. Okay, so that's what we're going for. The hop schedule that I went with was, I'm going to use Citra as my bittering. It's leaf I've only put 15 grams because I don't like it too bitter, but I like there's enough bitterness there to let me know that I'm still drinking beer. I do prefer the later additions, the hoppier profile with the aromas and the flavours rather than the bitter bite that fucking does your throat in. So all the rest are late additions. I got a 10 gram of the Styrian Wolf going in at the end at 15 minutes, then another 10 grams at 10, another 10 grams at 5. I'm also going to do a little dry hop on this one, 20 grams for 5 days. I'm using the Mangroves Jacks, the M44, of the craft series. There's the US West Coast yeast. The Styrian Wolf pellets. Okay, and that's that. I got a bit of Irish moss that I'm going to chuck in just for good measure, just because it's there. I'm not too bothered about it being clear too much. So yeah, so we're looking at in the region of a 5% beer. I realised what had happened before is I put in the grain mill, I'd put in 500 grams of sugar. I've taken that out. I don't know why I put that in there. I can't remember. I might have just been playing around to see how much sugar would bring it up. But I think 5% mark is fine. That's normally what I brew to anyway, so I'm happy with that. Now just wait for the boil. Wait for that to come up. Add the hops, and we're going to chill it, and we're going to ferment it out. I haven't got a fermenting chamber anymore. I used to use the that fridge behind me, but I put taps on it now. No, that's because my keys had died, so I've gone with the kegerator, because it's a tall larder fridge, so I get a couple of kegs in there, and two's plenty. The big silver fridge that I had outside that I turned into the fermenting chamber, well, we're moving, so that's just £2 big, and it was failing as well, so I just chopped it up and that's gone. So I'll build something when I get to the new address. I'm also thinking of changing it up a bit. No more large brews. I'm thinking of getting myself some of the 10 litre kegs and just brewing 10 litre batches, because 20 litres is a lot of beer to get through, and I generally, it's only me drinking it, so I get bored and I brew more, and I end up with fucking all kinds of beers, but in large quantities that I'm never ever going to get through, and I end up throwing away a lot. So I'm going smaller batches, and plus it lets me brew more often, because smaller batches obviously I'm going to get through a lot quicker, and that also gives me more variety. So I could probably chuck another 1 or 2 taps on that, and because the smaller kegs will fit in quite nicely. So that's the idea. Whether I go that way or not, I don't know yet. But I think that's the way I will go, because all this equipment is bulky, it's big, takes up a lot of space. The mash tun itself is massive. You know, the kettle is massive. I think the other thing I'll keep is the HLT, because that's only a 20 litre anyway, and that'll probably do me. I'll just get a couple of 20 litre pans and do a mash tun and another boil kettle. In fact, probably another 2 of those would do the job. I don't think I paid a lot for those. Can't remember, but I think it was only about 40 quid, something like that. Obviously I'd have to bypass the thermostat in one of them so it would come to a boil, but other than that, happy days. probably won't show you any the hop additions itself. I'll probably just come back at the end when I'm done with my final thoughts. Okay? Cheers guys, see you later. Whew. Done and dusted. So, finished, cleaned up. All I've got to wash now is the kettle, which I'll do in a little while. But I thought I'll just wrap this up quite quickly. Dog's moaning at something. What's the matter? Stupid animal. Anyway, so we had the first run-ins of 1070. The kettle gravity was 1040, and our starting gravity was 1047, and we got just a smidge over 20 litres, so I'm very, very happy with that outcome. Where's it going? Okay, so our targets were 19 litres, so we're a litre over. Our gravity, starting gravity was 1046, so we're 1 point over there. So happy days. So we'll put that into 1047. 20 litres, and that gives me a brewhouse efficiency of 76.8. So I'm let's turn that off. So I'm more than happy with that. I think that's it's really good. So 1047. We've used the Mangroves Jack's M44 yeast, which is what is that? West Coast yeast, I think. I've lost the packet now. I think I've thrown it away. Just done with it. I've only just pitched it. It's the US West Coast. I just pitched that straight on dry, no rehydration or anything like that. So let's see now. Where's my? There he is. No, I didn't want that one. I wanted that one. Okay, so potentially 1047. Well, look at it. I think about 5.3%. Hopefully. Let's have a look. 1047. Yeah. Say we get down to 1010, say, just for argument's sake. Yeah, 5%, around about the 5% mark. So, yeah, I'll be happy with that. Yeah, I think at some stage with this recipe I was toying with the idea of putting sugar in to bring the ABV up, but I don't think that's necessary. I think we'll just let it go, and even if it doesn't reach the 5%, it's not going to be far away, so I think that's ample. And yeah, so other than the initial clean-up with the messy shed, the brew day went quite smoothly, really. Probably one of the smoothest brew days I've had ever. I thought I was going to run out of gas at one stage, but I don't know if you know, but when you're using these Cala cylinders, when you start using the gas, you can actually go and look at the cylinder, and there'll be like a mark of condensation on there. It gives you a rough idea of the level of gas you got left. I mean, they do put, memory serves, they do put like a gel in there. I don't know, I can't remember. I remember somebody telling me something about they put it in there. You know, they clean out the cylinder and they put this gel in there for something. I don't know. I might be talking shit. I have no idea. I do think. I actually remember somebody telling me something about that. But anyway, I digress. Because it's not really important. What is important is I've got a bucket of beer there, and in a few weeks I'll be drinking that. So I'll have beer when I move. It'll be bottled and I'll have beer in the new house in time for me to rebuild the brewery. I'm going to do a little bit different this time. I'm going to go back to all electric. I don't think I want gas in here anymore. It is a ball ache. Plus I'm going smaller as well, so I'm going to go probably with that original idea, go smaller. So if any of you guys want a larger system, we'd talk, oh excuse me, 60 litres on the boil kettle, 70 to 100, what is that? I think it's a 70 litre mash tun with cool box. Mash tun has got manifold, sparge arm in there. Excuse me. Bear in mind it's not been that long a day. What time is it now? It's 10 to 5. I mean, I was out here early, but it was about 12 before I started brewing anything because of the initial mess in here. And I've packed a lot of stuff away as well in that time, which is very, very sad. I'm moving along. It's all coming down, and I think it's come at a good time as well because I really need to replace the roof. I mean, it's been up, what, a year and a bit, maybe 2 years? Can't remember. But the roof is starting to leak a little bit. Plus I want to put a more, it's sort of like that now, and I want to make it more like, like that sort of shape, you know, like the American barns, you know, the big red barns, they have this sort of going down like that. I want to do that shape just to raise it up probably a foot each side, so we'll get plenty of space. Oh, I've got something in my eye now. And now I'm just waffling for the sake of waffling. I haven't been on the camera for months and now I can't get off the bastard thing. Right, so that's it guys. So the Lone Wolf is the Styrian Wolf Hop Pale Ale. Starting gravity 1047. I will give you an update in a couple of weeks, but it probably won't be in here, it'll probably be in the kitchen because this probably won't be up by then. Anyway, this is going to go down, get this done. I've had to, because of no fermenting chamber now, I've had to put heat belt on it, and I'm going to go and get myself a blanket or something, wrap that round, keep it snug, nice and warm, and that's it. And this is the last brew from the Welsh Dragon Brewery, guys. End of an era. Need to come up with a new name, fresh start and all that. Anyway, it's Dave, the Welsh Brewer, signing off for now. See you next time. New brewery, new house, new everything.